I can start?
No, Mangesh will be introduced. You'll be a few.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem, sir.
I quote, "An idea is salvation by imagination," unquote. From one of the most famous architects of all time, this quote demonstrates Frank Lloyd Wright's belief in the eternal value of an idea. A really good idea is simple, unexpected, and relevant. It unites extremes. It should risk a lot, but nevertheless be easy to implement. An instrumental ethos that connects design to art and science, and yet arises from the simplest of ideas.
With this pabulum of reflection, we would like to start off the day with our warmest welcome to one and all present here.
It is our greatest pleasure to have your presence here today as we celebrate World Architecture Day 2020.
I, Marika Rajesh.
And I, Kalaivani K. Raman, will be your host for today's session.
Many organizations and companies linked to the world of architecture and construction are enhancing their digital presence through webinars that provide an in-depth look into their tools and products, allowing us to understand the function and feasibility of various products in the market.
Previously, we've successfully conducted 9 webinars on various topics related to architecture, interior designing, and planning.
We've covered topics such as Understanding Aluminum Composite Panels by Mr. Faizer Ali Dastagar,
Space Structures by architect Mahesh Mokha,
Facility Management, an Emerging Field by Dr. Sarul Levy,
Study from Home, The Ergonomic Aspects by Dr. Priyanka Depe,
Bridging the Gap Between Academics and Design Industry by Mr. Rahul Kulkarni.
Before we get into today's program, we would like to call upon Vaibhav Sir to say a few words.
Okay, thank you, Marika and Kalavani. I would really like to welcome our new guest today. Me being into sustainability, I'm actually associated with a lot of people, and Mangesh sir is one of them. So today on the World Architecture Week, I would like to welcome people who are of a similar interest. So we have Mangesh sir. I have known him for the past 5 years and known him as a free will person. The bold comments that he makes on Facebook, as well as the kind of bold architecture. By bold, I do not mean striking architecture. I mean something which is really close to the earth. That is what his style is. So I would like Marika to start with the introductions. Thank you.
On behalf of Amity School of Architecture and Planning, we extend a very warm welcome to our esteemed guest, architect Mangesh Jadhav, founder of Nirmidi Architects.
He graduated from Rajna Sansad Academy of Architecture, Mumbai in 2000. His earliest works were in and around Mumbai, exploring cost-effective ways of construction in architecture and interiors learned in Cosford and Oroville.
Between 2005 to 2007, he worked as an industrial architect and did interiors of offices in MIDC Navi Mumbai. He started conducting workshops in bamboo, earth, and ferro cement in Oroville, along with hospitality and residential architecture, industrial and interior projects in 2005. In 2007, he started teaching as a visiting faculty in architecture schools in Mumbai.
The house at Pali, Raigad, is one of his famous works. Nestled among the Western Ghats in the Pali village of Raigad district, a wide sloping roof with exposed brick walls strikes your attention amidst the green background. The structure addresses the tropical climate, an area prone to extreme heat and rain. At the same time, the architecture showcases the use of traditional method and cost-effective construction techniques. He specializes in sustainable architecture with the unique touch of his earthen palette.
And with this note, we would like to hand over to architect Mangesh Jadhav. And before we start, students, please note to keep your mics muted throughout the session. And in case of any questions, please feel free to type them down in the chat box. I would also like to request all of you all to cooperate in case we face with any technical issues.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Marika, for the wonderful introduction. And should I start, sir?
Yeah. Yes. Mangesh, you can start.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So thank you for the introduction. And Vaibhav, as he said, yeah, he knows me for the past 5 years.
I'll there's been a I mean, it has been really nice to know him also, and the way he also works in his own way of practice. And yeah, I've tried to do the way. I mean, I'm a very self-made man, I would say that, but it all happened through one of my clients who was actually who wanted to sponsor me for a workshop with Laurie Baker, and he sponsored all that. He's like, I'll probably not, I'll pay you a little bit of minimal fees, but I'll sponsor you all the workshops of Laurie Baker, and I want you to do in his style where how the work which he does, and I got inspired from that. And then that was the turning point in my life. This was in 2000 when I just even before I passed out. I mean, I was passing out in 2000 June, but he offered me a job in 2000 May. So I started even before I passed out. And then we went to Laurie Baker Center and all that, and that was the whole story. And then from that, I went to Auroville and I started learning techniques over there and tried to, use. But what I liked about Laurie Baker's techniques was that basically tried to use, and then I took it to the next level where work with the locals. And coincidentally, right now I'm working very close to a place which is Chamoli village, which is in Uttarakhand, where Laurie Baker actually settled after his marriage, when he went to build there a leprosy center. And ahead of that, there is Joshimath and Oli, which is in Uttarakhand, which is there. And there I'm doing a resort which is using local materials and also local technologies, local masons. We are not using any high-end laborers from Delhi or Dehradun or from anywhere. So that's what I try to promote always. Like, if you want to make cost-effective and sustainable architecture very accessible to people, you should make it by the people who are there on site, rather than making it so expensive. I know about so many sustainable architects who are doing houses which are costing 3,500 to 4,000 rupees a square feet. I start at 800 rupees a square feet to 1,000 rupees, and I give this product which you'll be seeing today. So, sorry. So a price range which is I don't say that that's the USP of my practice, but the USP of the practice is that I go and teach the locals. You'll see a couple of pictures also how I've trained them and how I want them to learn the techniques which actually they have forgotten. So very simple techniques which are using the right bond properly, and how do you demonstrate that to them, and using filler slabs, rat trap bonds. And rat trap bond is of course not a traditional technique, but it's designed by or rather devised by Laurie Baker. So try to use that. And in filler slab, I try to use different fillers which are there, which reduces the cost of a slab at least by 30 to 35%. So about my practice, I won't speak much right now. I'll speak after I show a couple of slides, and after that, people can note down the questions. And I would specifically want to tell you that I'm not a person who likes to talk a lot about my work. I don't like to do that. What I like to do is that you can always ask me a lot of questions. I appreciate that a lot. I really appreciate that, and I like to explain to you how I've done that and why I've done that. And probably you may agree with it, you may disagree, but the dialogue and the conversation between the student and the and the mentor who has practiced, that I think that will pass the knowledge to the next level. So unfortunately, the early projects, I have very few slides which are actually not even in order, but because I just came last week and after a year I went there. But I'll show you some of the past projects which were there. In that you can actually see, So I hope you can see the presentation right now. It's all maybe Weber sir can just
Yes, sir. The presentation is visible.
Is on now, no? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So this was the house. I'll show you the plan of this. So I'll start the So this was a very simple house. This was done in Can you see this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I won't ask any more time now. So this is a very, very small house, which is a very small footprint. But this was ancestral land where the owner of the house, his son wanted to build something for his father so that he could go and stay there once in a while during. It's near Mahad, and the background is of a very, very big mountain, and also the Western Ghats which is there. So just a basic veranda, and then this is the bakada which is there. Bakada is a very traditional feature which is in these villages in Konkan, which is there. So it's like a cantilevered sit-out projection which is from the main wall. It's coming out. I'm moving my mouse also on that, and that's the feature which they wanted there. That detail is shown in this section over here, and a typical pitched roof on all four sides with the toilet actually outside the house, and two small bedrooms, a living and a pantry. That's it, which is there. So they used to come there once in like 3 or 4 months, and that's what they wanted to use. So here what I've used is that we use laterite basic stone foundation which is there, and stone foundation which we went just 2.5 feet deep. So the cost of this structure, which the contractor initially quoted, was around 900. But when I told the techniques and all that, it came down to 800 rupees a square feet. That's the cost. What the other thing which I do is that I should not. I mean, yeah. So that was the. So sorry, it's going behind. Yeah. So that's the kind of the bungalow where it's situated, and you have the backdrop of the Western Ghats and a very simple laterite stone construction which we've used. The laterite was the only expensive part of the construction, and the detail which is there, I try to use very simple brick and laterite combinations. The windows are very yeah. So and try to do recess instead of recess pointing. We did a pointing which is protruding out that way, and then yeah. So in this particular project, what was the cost was very low, and we did in MS. The roof was in MS because wood was not allowed to be. I mean, I was very unhappy with that, because we then, if you see the box sections are used here, in those box sections we just used what do you call the Bangalore tiles. So all inclusive, the cost went that much, which was there. So this was in 2016-17 which we done. And this is Aleppi. In this, I want to specifically share with the students something which is very important, which I would like to tell the students, because the way we have been taught construction, the way we have been taught load-bearing construction, for example, for that matter, it's really not the way how it is. And this house is still standing since 2005. So that is a very simple plan. That's the site. There's an entry to the site which is here, and there is a at the end of that, because we wanted to build the house at the end, because you could get some space to appreciate the entire house, rather than just build the house bang in the front of it. Because the client actually had an idea to build the house bang here in the front, where there was no trees and all that. I said that let us have it behind, so that when you're entering the site, you're actually getting a foreground to the site, and you could have space to explore the view of the site which is there. Yeah. So these are the drawings which are there. So a typical section which I have explored, a very huge sloping roof which is there, going from the top living space to the lower living space. There were two living spaces here, and on the ground floor we have a nice veranda over here. And then I basically like to create a lot of niches which are inbuilt only. So the furniture cost goes to minimal. That's what is my idea. And you just have to create shutters, and you have to create basic carpentry to get the furniture done. So I do architecture plus interiors for all my projects. I just don't do only architecture. I mean, that's how I've been always doing it. So there are these steps which are going down here. In the small niche which you get as soon as you enter from the entrance, you have this small niche for keeping your shoes, keeping your shoe rack which is there, and that same niche which is coming out. In that niche, the depth of that niche, I've created these 3 steps which are going down to the living. So if you've seen this section, the living room is actually sunken down, and then again the jharokha which is there. This has been done specifically so that the roof slope is so huge that the roof slope has to go down to the living and go down to the cantilevered part of your jharokha, which is here, which was later added on. On the ground floor, if you see, there is the living space where I'm moving my mouse here right now, and the window which was earlier here, that was an on-site change which we did, because we thought that the slope is really going high. So to reduce the slope, we took a cantilever outside, so the roof is. Otherwise, if you see this section here, the height would have been too much. So by introducing this cantilevered jharokha, the height reduced, and inside that space we had a loft which is there, and storage which was kind of created. So, and there was a dormer window over here, and overlooking the space which is the TV, and all built-in furniture. So you see this small couch which is there, that's also built in the living room. Then there's a huge ledge which is there. On that ledge you can have television, you need television. Then you have, of course, in 2005 we had a television, no plasma and all that. So, and there's a space for his lamp, and all that he could keep that. I mean, and one side there's a sit out here inbuilt again, cast in situ in ferro cement, and this side also in a step. So you have an L kind of a seating pattern, and in between that you had a space for steps as soon as you enter. So there was a debate on that, whether we should have the steps from here or have the steps towards the TV area. So, but I said that it's fine. I mean, as long as you are creating a circulation pattern which is there to enter the space, I'm okay with here or here. That's really. There was a small bedroom for the parents, which was their attached toilet, which was here. And again, you had a small guest bedroom, which is on the ground floor, because the parents were very old, around 75. The father was 75 and the mom was 70, and then the son wanted to build it. So it was a 5-bedroom house, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it was a 5-bedroom house, and this went to us for a cost of 1,000 rupees a square feet in first class bricks from Kerala. That's the place called Karungapalli, which is there, and we got the first class bricks for that time. We got it for 3 or 4 rupees, I guess. Yeah, and first class wire cut bricks. Yeah, the entire the transport was also quite less. So this was the whole project which was done. There was this guy was very interested in having. He was from Dubai, and then he wanted to have a refuse chute inside his house. I don't know why. So that is the refuse chute which you see in the section which you see. There's a washing machine which is kept here, which is openable from the top open, and then you could throw the clothes directly into the washing machine. That was his weird concept which he had. I don't know, but he wanted to do that. And in Kerala you have these 2 kitchens which are there. You have this chula kitchen which is outside, and you have a normal kitchen which is a gas kitchen. So chula kitchen was a smokeless chula. So you can see that smokeless chula the pipe which is going up to the terrace directly. In the pictures you'll be able to see that more. And on the first floor we had a terrace, we had a balcony as well, and we had a family sit out area, a lounge kind of thing. One for the younger daughter, and other for the elder daughter, and the parents' bedroom. So proper 5 bedrooms, guest bedroom, parents' bedroom, then son's bedroom, then son's daughter's, their granddaughter's bedroom, and all that, and all of them with attached toilets. And this was the overlooking space which was down. I'll show you the picture.
Sure, sir. Mangesh, just a minute. If you go back to the plan, and I'm disturbing you in between, but before you go forward, can you say it was in Kerala? So there's a lot of humidity, so we need a lot of ventilation or airflow. Can you tell us? I can see that. Can you just tell the students about the ventilation part?
What I did in that year. Good question. Yeah. Very good question.
But you'll have to go back a bit.
I'll go back. No worries. Yeah. So what we did was that, if you see in the photograph, in section, if it is there or no, I don't know. But on site, we have done it. What we have done at every level in the room. One of the pictures which is there. So what we do, it's very typical of Kerala. What they do in section, if you see, there are a few more sections. I'll open that sections. There's another drawing of this. I'll open. Yeah. There's only one section which is here with me. I can probably open the AutoCAD in some time till I talk about how the. So what happens in Kerala? Yeah, there you can see. Yeah. Can you see this slide right now?
Yeah.
Where in this the pillar slab is there and this red color wall which is there.
Yeah.
Right now, this slide. So if you see, there's a slit here. There's a slit above the window. That white line which you see, that's not the tube light, by the way. There's a LED. There's a CFL lamp which is on the right hand side of the window, and above the window there is this slit which is there. Do you see that slit? I don't know whether Vaibhav sir, can you see that the slit?
Yes, it is visible.
It is so this slit which is there, no, that is a very typical feature in Kerala. The window only it is there. So from the window the wind comes inside, and from the slit the hot air goes outside. So that is a slit, and outside the slit what they do also. This is everywhere in Kerala. And outside the slit, to avoid insects, lizards and all that to come inside the house, they have this jali which is there. So mosquitoes also don't come. But this is a must feature, and this is like a typical detailing in what they do there. And to avoid the water also to come inside, no? The sloping slab, I have done a sloping slab, but other people in Kerala, they do a lot of flat slab. So they take the flat slab at least 1 feet outside so that the water doesn't come. It's like a chhaja for that opening, which is this wide opening which you see there. Chhaja. So that is one. The other thing what we do is that a lot of opening dormer is there. So from that dormer you have hot air vents which are going up from that. But this typical feature works very well. Above the window there is this slit, and the size of the slit also I'll tell you. Size of the slit is not more than 3 to 4 inches. That is the height of the brick. In the rat trap bond you do it 4 inches. In a normal otherwise a horizontal bond you do it 3 inches. So that one brick is completely removed in that whole area, and above that the slab reinforcement is there, so that slit is very easily. It works very well. But if anybody is a Keralite probably in this session, probably you can always check in your own houses also in Kerala that this feature is there everywhere. You see that. So that is the only feature which I have used here. So this is the filler slab which I have done. This reduced the cost like anything. So, and there's only one reinforcement here and one. There are drawings also of filler slab which we've done to make it make it more accessible and understandable to the contractor who was there. The contractor was very good, but still he did it in 1,000 rupees a square feet. With this kind of quality in this construction, what he's done there. So that is actually how I wanted. If you see this picture, without even painting. But then clients are crazy. This is how even Laurie Baker does it. This is what I've done on site. With one brick which is burnt brick and one brick which is which is exposed and which is semi burnt and all that. So that the kind of combination of this raw look was what I needed. But then the father was a little skeptical about this. He said that probably I would want to look my house new. This house looks old that way in an old. But this I think as architects we definitely love this more than. So you see that in this slit, if you see that there is this where I'm moving the mouse, there is this slit here below the slab, and there is below the slab and below the above the brickwork, above the lintel. So that is that slit which is used for hot air vents which are there. Here also it can be seen because there is the chaja which is coming here on this side. So that is the basic technique which is done. So later on they screwed it up by painting it. I'm not ashamed of showing this, but the client really screwed it up by painting this in Snosem red color. But of course they tried to use as matching color as possible. And blue was the favorite color of the grandfather. So the grandfather wanted this blue railing which is there. Oh my God! But thank God I have the earlier pictures which were very crude and but I don't mind doing these also. So and this is the window which I typically use in my kitchens where above the window there is storage and below the window there is platform, and the window is exactly falling on the platform. So you have good ample amount of storage above the window, and below the window you have the platform which is there, and that is the chimney which you can see, the chimney which goes up from there, and it creates that whole about this particular project specifically about construction which I want to speak. This is how it was. See, look at the pictures of how it was looking without the paint. Yeah, so I really love this. And later on, this was without the cladding of the Bangalore tiles. This one dormer which is there, and this is with the cladding. And this is done in filler slab RCC only because the client was not wanting to have coconut roof, which I actually wanted, but then he did not. It's anyways not going to make much difference and a lot of maintenance. So let's do it in RCC. But with filler slabs, the cost was reduced by. So if a normal slab was costing you 1 lakh, this was costing us 70,000 something. Yeah. So we saved on every 1 lakh, we saved 30,000 on the project. And this whole thing went for I'll tell you, 1,000 square feet and 3,500 square feet house. 35 lakhs, we did a 3,500 square feet house. And 3,500 was almost carpet. Built up would have gone more with the verandas and everything. So, and of course, so my students also. So I go and not negotiate rather, tell the local contractors that in RCC, if you're going to build in, suppose in 1,500 rupees a square feet, okay, I'll teach you techniques which are low cost effective. I'll teach you techniques which are of rat trap bond or filler slab. I'll teach you how much are you going to reduce the cost for this. They straight away, after looking at the techniques, after taking some basic training from me, they straight away reduce the cost by 300 to 400 rupees. Up till now, 400 nobody has reduced, but I want in some sites somebody could reduce 400 rupees per square feet. So 1,500 rupees per square feet cost goes down to straight away 1,200 rupees a square feet. Okay. So that is almost a saving of 300 rupees a square feet. Even if it's a 1,000 square feet house, it is saving of 3 lakhs, isn't it? That's quite a lot of saving for a small house of 1,500 square feet. So I become a profit partner sharing with the client, saying that my fees are separate, but I'm saving at least 3 lakhs of yours, and it does get saved. Huh? I'm not lying about this, but it does get saved. Sometimes 3 lakhs becomes a little bit 2.5 or something, but not less than that. So we become a profit partner sharing in that. So apart from the fees, I charge a profit margin which is there into that. So that is like, I don't know whether it's legal or illegal, but the client is ready to pay because his idea is that my cost, my architect is reducing by using the techniques, by training the locals, and if you get a contractor from Mumbai or from Dehradun or from somewhere who's, so they will definitely charge you 1,500 or 1,800 rupees a square feet, which is going to be a bomb. And by doing all these techniques, he really learns quite a lot, and really, so that is how the chimney which is there. And about this foundation also, a lot of contractors, a lot of civil engineers, they're very skeptical about how much should be the depth of the foundation. Let me see whether I have the foundation picture which is there, because foundation picture also is there. Wait, I'll show it to you. I'll be. And I was standing on that foundation. The foundation depth is just 2 feet. It is bang in Alleppey, where water body was all around surrounded. So all the 3 sides, the site is surrounded by water. and we wanted to do stone foundation. So even the locals gave me an idea, and that idea was we dug only 2 feet. I'm not kidding. We dug only 2 feet. 6 inches was PCC below that. So 6 inches PCC, and in that, what we did was that we actually put a dry mix of cement, stones, big stone boulders, and let the water from the backwater seep up inwards, and that set the foundation so strong, waterproof you can call it, and all that, and we did not require any other detail. It's still standing since 2005, the whole project, which is where is the yeah. I show you the picture where I was standing and when I was taking those yeah. We are actually in the process of moving into the new office. That's why, little bit of a with the pictures which we have. So that's how the site is. Can you see this? Yeah, it's all surrounded by backwaters here. So this can be seen, no? The picture of the.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, then I'll share the screen rather than sharing the. You're presenting. Yeah, wait. You're presenting your entire screen. Is it your entire screen? That's how it's supposed to be. So now
right now, there's no screen.
You can see.
Present the whole desktop. So that would be.
Yeah, there's a whole desktop. That's what I'm doing. That's what I did. Yeah. Can you see now?
It has not yet streamed.
Not yet streamed? Okay. Yeah. Streaming is still on. Wait 1 second. Yeah, start. Oh, sorry. Share. I've shared it actually. I don't know why it's not. Entire screen. It's streaming still. Yeah, it's streaming. It's taking time. Net speed is good. I don't know. The share, this thing is not yet active, so it's streaming. Window, wait. Can you see now? I guess.
Now it will come. Yeah.
Now it will come. Yeah, it is visible now.
Yeah, so that is the way where the site is, where it's in full in water, and so all three sides is surrounded by water. All three sides, and yeah. So what my idea was that I told the client also, don't worry, the house won't fall, because he was worried that in 2 feet foundation, how are you going to get the entire house ready in 2 feet? And this foundation is 2 feet below the ground and 3 feet above the ground, because it's quite draining. So 5 feet is the stone foundation. That's it. Beyond that, I've used nothing else on the. I want to show the picture of the foundation once again, which is already there. Almost latest. Not really. That was it when it was under construction when this was.
So the screen is not visible.
Not visible. Yes. Now you can see. Yeah.
Yeah, it is visible now. So that's the Jaruka that you were talking about.
That is the Jaruka which I was talking about, and that is the stone foundation, which is 3 feet above the ground, and below the ground is just 2 feet. That's it. And that is the yeah. So these are all wooden windows which we've used, and the slit also, if you can see the slit which is there. So because of the roof, when the slope was becoming too much, so in section I have shown a single slab, but on side when we realized that this has to be done a double slope. So the double slope roof was there. The first floor slope was different, and the Jaruka slope was different completely. Yeah. So this was another project which was there in Badlapur again. Again, the cost of this was quite. I'll show this one. Now you can see the screen, I guess. Yeah. You can see the screen, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So in this, what I am trying to do is that here it's also again a living space, one single bedroom, a kitchen here, and a veranda which is there. For in Badlapur, where the client was wanting to have a back veranda here, and you had a toilet, just a single toilet here, and kitchen was like a pantry, and the spiral staircase which is cast in situ. I have some pictures of that. So these were actually cast in situ slabs which were inserted into the wall, and this was done again in local bricks, which was in local bricks. I tried to use a rat trap bond. So the size of the brick is actually 6 inches by 4 inches by 8 inches. So it's a very odd size brick, and the way it was inserted inside the wall and then plastered from inside, and from outside it was exposed. So that's why from outside, if you see, there's a proper glue which is there, and then we clean all the bricks. And only thing you have to take care of all the exposed brick structures is that the overhang of the roof or the chajja which is there above the brickwork has to be at least minimum 2 to 2.5 feet. 3 feet is best, but if you don't do that, then the brickwork gets spoiled. So then that was the steps which we tried to use there, and this is all under construction pictures, and just with local bricks. So this was again a very cost-effective structure where we did that whole house in just 9 lakhs, the entire house in 9 lakhs, and we in fact tried to get one more bedroom also. So the kitchen was shifted here later on during construction. So as-built drawings are yet to be still made in this. I'll show you the other part of the as-built drawings of this structure which is there. So this was done in the Badlapur, and then again the stone foundation which was done 3 feet above the ground, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. 6 steps, 15, 6, 90. 90 is 3 feet around, and you have all these various. The first layer is with vertical bricks to take all the load of the foundation which is there, and above that, below that, we have done a ring beam also which is there, a simple ring beam which reduces the cost quite a lot, quite a lot of the entire structure, rather than doing RCC structures where it's not required for ground floor houses. This was the first house which I did, and I'll show you this one. Yeah, where the plan of the house is this. Yeah. Wait, sorry. This one, okay. Yeah. This was actually one of the project which Vaibhav was talking about. This is in Pali. So this became quite a good example, and this was done in around around 1,400 rupees a square feet, where the entire this is actually a bullock cart window which we tried to introduce. This is actually a bullock cart. This idea actually I got it from when I was in Auroville. There was one of the places where we used a bullock cart wheel as the entrance window which is there besides the main door. So that was the bullock cart wheel which we have used, and around that we built an arch, which is a full arch, full circle. And again, the idea of having a corner window for the kitchen here, which we've used here in the ground floor plan, you can see that. And the platform is a huge platform, which is at least 13 feet platform, which is in full length. Where at the end you have the basin here, a common toilet here, you have the bedroom here, and all the wardrobes are in niches. So one side the wardrobe is to this bedroom, other side the wardrobe is in this one, which is there, and then both of them have jharokas which are you have a sitter